Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
Now let's come down to the guy who just lit up this ground, man. His first 50 took 72 balls, I think. And you said, yeah, Rishabh Pant is in. Because, he came in at number 5. Remember, he came in ahead of Shreyas Iyer. And your first 50 took 73 balls. And thereafter, he got there in 24 balls. Now, tell me, you've seen him far more closely than I have. Is there just a switch that comes on, number one? And number two, how predetermined is he? Does he sometimes say, right, this ball, I'm going? Because he charged the fast bowlers once. But as I said on air, I think all the left-arm spinners in the world, DK, they've formed a private WhatsApp group. And they're saying, now, what do we do when this guy's batting?
Yeah, for a start, Harsha, you and I both know that he's got fabulous shots. And, just like how Virat Kohli, when he came in with the name of a big talent, Rishabh Pant also, announced himself at the world stage in many ways for the amount of talent he possesses. It wasn't like set the domestic tournament on fire, but he played well in IPL. But everybody knew one thing. This guy's got talent. He's going to be there for the long run. He has something special. If at all anything, he needs to work on his keeping. His batting is going to be good enough for Indian cricket for a decade at least. That's the kind of feel he gave. Now, if you split Rishabh Pant into two parts. One, the part which is the Delhi Rishabh Pant, the brash Rishabh Pant who enjoys doing that. That will be the second half of his inning. The first half belongs to people like, the first half belongs to the media, to all the people who always said, Rishabh, come, take your time, just have a look at what the wicket is. Then play your shots. And then you can see the first 73 balls taken to score 50. And that is, in many ways, is giving a tribute to all the people who speak about him and say, okay, so I'll show you what I got in terms of patience, in terms of his proper shots. And then he lets the bowlers know, hello, the Rishabh Pant has arrived that you all don't want to see, but you're going to, in many ways, face. And you can see the shots that he plays. He puts a lot of pressure because, 1-6 stands out evidently. Dhananjaya De Silva bowl, he stepped out, he missed the ball by a mile, still ended up hitting outside the ground. Now, outside in the sense, obviously, into the stands and by a distance, behind the side screen. It's a hard shot. We all know Kohli can be a little short on the straights, but to hit it that far, you need skill. And the fact that he missed the length so far out, but still ended up hitting a 6, thanks to a bit of grass in the middle of the wicket, also a lot, credit to his skills, because it takes a lot to hit that ball that far when you completely miss the length. And that's what makes it so hard to bowl to him.
And when he gets into that 4th, 5th gear, it's almost like there is no first second to come back on. It got so funny after a while that you knew he was searching for the single, because and then when he hit a ball in the deep, he ran the first run slowly because he didn't want a third. He was hungry for the strike. And I think, Jadeja has been around for a long time as well. He knows, it's this guy's day. He's playing really well. So he was playing along too. But that assault after 50 was something else. And to think that he's now in such a short career, he's got 400s, he's got 5 scores in the 90s plus that 89 not out. Is 100 such a big deal, DK? You measure at the end of a career, you measure people by runs, average. What did they do on big days? The numbers don't tell you, but the teammates and the others know. Is 100 such a big deal?
Harsha, for a start, I think differently. I believe, first part of your question, does the numbers make a difference in your head? It messes with your head. When you're batting in your 90s, it messes with your head. It is like that, it always gets to you. You're trying to take a single or you're trying to hit a boundary. You're trying to do all sorts of things. When up to the point of 90, in many ways, you play on an auto mode and you just come in, you just see the ball, you just caress it through. There are no numbers to worry. The moment you cross somewhere around 87, 88, moment you hit 90, the board is ticking. There is a special 3-digit number that is just around the corner. And in many ways, you try and get to it too fast, or you're like, okay, let it come to you. The bigger picture today was for Rishabh Pant was to finish the 90 overs. And he knew in many ways, they might not bowl the full quota of 90, but finish the 90 overs. Be the guy that will be there tomorrow morning. But it's easy to say now, but as a batter, when you're in that sort of flow, especially in the 6th and 7th gear that he was working on, in many ways, he was working on rocket fuel there. I think you tend to think a little differently. You tend to like to go with the flow, and it's happened many a time. And that's why you see the greatest of players. You take the Dravids, you take the Tendulkar. That 90s messes with your head. Say whatever you want, but the 90s is in many ways a very tricky phase to get over with for any batsman. And in many ways, you're judged, after your career. For me, at least, I feel people should be judged by the tournaments that they win. I feel they should be judged by the kind of special knocks that they play. But no matter what you say, in many ways, when those stats do come up, people judge you based on that and say, hey, he's got a 40 strike rate. Even though people don't remember, but people judge you by that. I've always felt that very interesting for a cricketer, at least.